So Clay, I think it was a pretty good day one, that's fair to say, with the 200 freestyle victory, great swim in the 200 butterfly, and then that awesome swim on the relay. Let's start with the 200 freestyle. 1:51, was that, first of all, best time?
Yep, it was the best time from last summer.
Did it go pretty much as planned?
Yeah, definitely. So it was my main focus of the night, and when I first started, I hopped in, I took it out pretty quick. Second 50 hurt pretty bad. So, but I always try to, I guess, like third, fourth 50, try to work my legs, keep my stroke long and clean. But yeah, there's guys that are race, the Great Britons. They were really nice and fast, and so it was really easy to race them. They were there the whole entire time. They definitely just took it out pretty quick, and then, I don't know, it hurt a little bit the second 50.
When you say that the second 50 hurt, it's similar to what you said about the second 100 and the 500 freestyle at Junior National Championships. Not a lot of swimmers are talking about their second 50 or their second 100. They're talking about more the third, fourth, and last part of the race is the painful part. How do you feel that pain in the front of the race and then recover and still finish as strong as you do?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I guess the main base of my stroke is my kick, and then the third and fourth 50, I always try to work my legs. So that's when my whole entire stroke comes together. Yeah, first 50, I don't make it real excited, take it out, which makes my second 100 or second 50 maybe like hurt a little bit more, but I always have like the mental mind that, all right, this is the second 50, second 100, and it's starting to get saved up for the second half. That's one thing that I need to work on for sure. But
what do you mean?
Like, I always have the mindset that the second 50 or second 100 will be the 100 that I'll like either die in or hurt in. So I don't know, it's definitely need to work on. Maybe if I just like, well, I think if I went harder in the second 50, then my third and fourth 50 might not be there. So I don't know, it's just how I swim. It's my real strategy.
Speaking of the third and fourth not being there, 200 butterfly and finals. The morning it was great swim, very smooth, and you had one of the top seeds, but coming out of that double, a 200 freestyle where you were pushed all the way to the end, yet still maintained your stroke and had to finish pretty hard. You got out and did the 200 butterfly, and you weren't able to maintain the same way as your 200 freestyle. Talk about the time that you had in between, and then that 200 race, the 200 fly in particular.
Yeah. As soon as I got out of the 200 free, I went over to the coaches, talked to the coaches for a little bit, and I got my warm-ups on, and then we had to go up to the podium to get my award. And we went back, took my warm-ups off to go warm down for my next reps, and then I was talking to the coaches like, oh my gosh, the first heat of the 200 fly, the B final, consoles is up. That was the next heat. So I ran over to the check-in, checked in, and when I was walking back to warm up, I was walking with my feet to the blocks, and I was like, this is not good. So I hopped in the warm-out goal, did like a 50 or a 75, and when they were introducing us, I hopped out of the water, went up to the blocks, and then that was the race, and I dived in the first 50. I was like, all right, this is a 200 fly. You need to try doing something here. So definitely I tried working the third 50 a lot. Tried building that, but I still felt the 200 free the last 50. So.
How did you recover from that 200 fly, which obviously was pretty painful, and it was a great time still, under 10, so I mean, it was a solid swim, but how'd you recover from that and bust out a 50 point on the 400 free relay?
Yeah, after the 200 fly, we did get a little bit more time to warm down, and then sort of just like get some of the lactic acid out, get some fluid, and then I didn't swim the 4x100 relay in the morning, so they put me on the A for the night, and I just had to prove my spot. I had to prove that I belonged on that relay. That was the same with Doug. Doug went 50.8 on the relay, and so like we were like, all right, we gotta step up and do this. Like we're on the A team of like the Team USA. Like that is so cool, like such a sweet experience. So we really just had, and then that was like the adrenaline rush too. That also made us go faster and just competing at this level. So.
What is it that you're doing in practice that allows you to know that you can stay within your stroke and finish a race? Because in the 200 freestyle at the end, you had a guy that was pushing you that last 50. It was something that we didn't see much at Junior Nationals in Orlando, but you had a guy pushing you, and you didn't panic. You stayed within your stroke. We talked a little bit about this, but what is it that you're doing in your practice? And then we'll get a little bit more into your full training. But what are you doing that prepares you to stay within that stroke, or is that just something that you have with mental toughness?
Well, during the sets, like how you practice is how you're gonna swim. So, like the way you swim your strokes, that's how you're gonna swim in the meet. So towards the end of the race, or towards the end of the sets, when you're going the most fast, that's definitely when you try to work like your best stroke. So when your stroke hurts the most in practice, that's how you're gonna swim in a meet. So at the end of the set, when I'm trying to go all out in the last one necessarily, or just descend to the fastest ones at the end of the set, that's what I'm trying to do in my races too. I'm trying to not necessarily descend, but I'm trying to build into that last sprint into the wall so I can hit my hand on the wall first. But definitely keep good stroke in practice, and then it'll maintain to be in the meets too.
Talk about your training. It's Lakeside Aquatic Club, right? Lakeview Aquatic Club. Talk about what you're doing. I know that some people might be surprised to learn that a 1,000 guy like yourself, and the 500 champion and the 1,000 champion from Junior Nationals, only practices 5 days a week, singles, and other than a month a year, you only run one practice a day.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing day in, day out that still allows you to be so successful, not only in those distance events, but all the way down to the 100 as well?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I train by myself, and my coaches, my workouts are written specifically for me. And this year, we pretty much based everything off middle distance freestyle. Everything was pretty much 500 pace, so 52, 53. So one set would either be like a huge ladder set, descend freestyle, or then we throw in a set of 75s to work some speed work, or some pace 50s, which would also be some speed work. At the end, I always try like racing, like I said earlier, just to send to the fastest times. I never want to, I guess, like get slower and slower during the set, because that would be bad training. But definitely a ladder set. So
it's more quality.
Yeah.
Is that safe to say? I mean, how much yardage are you doing a week?
We're only doing like 45,000. My sets aren't necessarily like the biggest sets, but we do, the longest set that we do is 6,000 yards. It's called the Minuteman. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah.
Alright, so we do 100 on the 130, 100 on the minute, and then 200 on 230, 200 on 2 minute, 300 on 330, 300 on 3 minute, 400 on 430, 400 on 4 minute, 500 on 530, 500 on 5 minute, and then we repeat that, so we go back to the 500s. So we do 4 500s in a row, and then our fast ones, we'll try to get on the 450s, and we go all the way back down to the 100. So, definitely works.
And that's a set that's still, it's 6,000 yards, but within the week, I mean, you're still not doing a lot of volume. Is that what allows you to get faster as the sets go on, and then in the end of the races allows you to kind of keep a feel for the water at the end of those races, because you're not necessarily breaking your body down with quote-unquote garbage yardage? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's definitely, that's what we use up in Michigan for sure, garbage yardage. We try to keep away from that as much as we can. But sets like that, that's all quality. So we have an active rest, and then we go right back to do a fast all-out swim. So the nice thing about that ladder is that when you start to get really tired, it goes down back to the 100, which is nice. But most of the sets that we do, just say 12 200s, but that's only, I don't know how many yards, 2,400, and so that's an easier set that I can go very hard on how fast it goes, possibly hold 151s, go down to 147 at the very end of the set. Now if I did like 30 200s, that would not happen at all. I wouldn't train the speed that I want to go into. So
it's going to be a transition when you go into college. Next year you've got a lot of decisions to make in your senior year about where you're going to go, but one of the things that's going to change most when you go to college, you said you're training by yourself. I mean, how do you push yourself day in, day out? What's going through your head? What's motivating you in the pool? Because if you have no one else around you to push you, there's got to be some thought in your head that drives you.
Yeah, well, definitely when it comes down to those end of those sets or when there's nobody there else, the thing that pops in my head is always like, all right, I want to be on Team USA. Like I want to represent my country. I think I want to make that Maui team later this summer. And another thing that's very helpful is that my coaches, they're always there with a stopwatch, going up and down the pool. The last ones are whistling like it's a meet, so they pump me up too. And they're always there after like each of my 200s or each of my 100s, timing my times. So I always want to know my times. If they don't get it, I always know it. I always looking at the clocks and just keep trying to better myself and get faster and faster times in practice. So I understand that training is very important. So
Are you prepared for that transition to college, not only where you're going to be swimming around guys that'll be able to push you, kind of like what you're getting right here and at this trip in Ireland, but also for the fact that you're going to practice more than 5 times a week in college. Are you prepared for that transition?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been talking to some of the athletes from those colleges, such as like Texas, Florida, Stanford, some of the top programs, and they tell me what they do every week and how it is and what they're doing right now. I'm prepared for that. I think we're definitely going to prepare myself next year. We're going to try to do some more doubles, possibly this summer. Get a really good base in. Maybe do some medicine ball work. I've never lifted a weight in my life before, so that'll be a huge difference next year doing the weight training and everything. More dry land, because I know that some schools really force the dry land weight training and everything.
Those things are going to be a given when you go to school. You're going to get stronger. If you haven't ever lifted a weight, you're going to get stronger no matter where you go, and that's going to get you faster automatically. But you got some choices to make about what kind of program you want to go to. A distance swimmer like yourself who can do 1,000 all the way down to the 100 in the range, you know, there's some programs out there that would cater to a distance swimmer but might not be what the kind of practice that you're used to now. And then you've got maybe some of the kind of practice that you're used to now that might not be able to cater to a 1,000 guy. I mean, what are you looking for from the program?
Yeah, definitely. I want to go. I want to train with the best because I come here to the Olympic Training Center, and that like motivates me so much. When I go back home, I'm gonna probably like have the best training, like I guess, portion of my season by far, just because I'll be so motivated from this meet and from other success. But yeah, like when I go to college, and I think I'll be able to adjust. I know that each day everything just won't be consistently about the 500 or 200, but I would like to work with something like I am work with my breaststroke. Breaststroke's very weak right now, but my coaches always say like you're gonna have a pretty good forward I am. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I know some of the coaches, they're looking forward to working on my breaststroke so that could possibly work. So,
what are the kind of questions you're going to ask those coaches next fall?
Pretty much like how many yards are you doing a week? How much weight training are you doing a week? And then some of the coaches say like they like split up groups for weightlifting and everything. So I'd probably be in like definitely not the sprinters. Like the sprinters look the most. That's what everyone says. And then the distance really just toning 200 guys. Like they all set up girls and guys do different stuff. So they said I'll be more of like a novice group, not doing as much as first. Definitely ease into it. But I don't know. I think I can do doubles. Looking forward to that. But definitely just some specifics about training.
It's an exciting time for you, man. You're really coming into your own as a swimmer, and next fall should be awesome because you're going to have all sorts of people, you know, coming after you, and it's an exciting time. I wish you the best of luck, not only this weekend, but next year and into the future, Clay.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.